Well, it's time to get back after it this morning. Everything is fueled up and greased. Now what I'm going to do this morning is take back off there, up there to the head section. I think I can get a few more stumps dug up on the left side across the creek. Then I'm gonna come back over here, get on the dozer and push some of that stuff out of the way. Clean up a little more areas to stump, and or go ahead and run around these burn piles and go ahead and stack all those stumps on the piles. That way I can start pushing all that stuff down the hill over there and getting everything cleaned up. But definitely coming along, but long ways to go. This morning digging up more stumps, trying to get the ones up I can, working the edge inward because it's wet. There's a few spots I was sinking down pretty good. I hadn't even got to where the standing water is, so not exactly sure what's going to happen there. But as you can tell, this is the aggravating stuff because well, you can see how much mud's stuck on these stumps. And these hardwoods, when you go to fling them, the roots fling mud all over the windshield. It's just dandy. Just dandy. Hoping we can get this to drain out enough where I can come up here and grade it and actually cut a defined swale through here. I think it'll be better. Might have to put in a tile, drain tile. We'll just have to see how it goes with the warmer weather with the summer coming up. Just trying to get these stumps dug up. Roots and mess, I'm not too worried about that. That will end up getting pushed down here and mixed in and buried with dirt cut out of the pond. So no need to sit here and try to break a bunch of muddy sticks up. But what I'm doing is pretty much, I don't think going to allow the dozer to get back in here to, maybe the Komatsu, it floats a little better, but I mean you see how far I'm sinking down just trying to pull a stump out. It's just pure liquid. But that's good to keep the pond full, because this is what's going to be feeding it. We can put a pipe in here and kind of collect this water, get it to the pond. It'll definitely be better. I'm sinking bad. I mean, look at that. Just complete goo. The problem is it doesn't stop. I don't know why it's so doggone wet. I mean, I know it's why it's wet. All the rain we've got. I just don't know why it hasn't, like, figured it would soak down into the sand. But it hasn't. Give it more time, at least the sunshine can get to it now. Just needs to get out of the 40s and 60s during the day and get into the 80s and 90s. It will dry out then. me figure out where my next plan of attack is and stumps to dig up, and I'll go from there. So I made a lap all the way around there this morning and got a lot of that stuff stumped up. There's still a fair amount left in there, but it's just so wet. I'm gonna try to get some of these stumps pushed away before I dig up any more stumps, because I have a feeling the dozer will get stuck in there. So this stuff right here is dried out pretty good. While I still have the stumper on, I'm gonna grab all these stumps, stack them into a pile. That way if I need to get any more dirt off of them, I can. And then probably run around that pile and do the same, and then start pushing that stuff down here. There was not enough tops or anything up there to do any more burn piles up there, so everything's got to come down here to where I got a little more stuff to be able to burn with. Now I'm working on stacking the burn pile up. So keep in mind, probably 75% of this pile is going to be stumps. A lot of people ask me, how do I get a pile of stumps to burn so good? And the reason I get to burn them so good without any other burning devices, burning pits, fans, and all that, is I actually sit here and take the time to get the majority of the dirt off of them. So if you have a stump like that and get a lot of the dirt off of it, pile it up with no other dirt in the pile, you would actually be surprised at how well this stuff burns. Considering these things were just dug out of the muddy, wet ground. You lay them out for a couple days, let them get a little sunshine on them, see the dust coming off already. Pile them up into the pile, not pack it tight as a brick, just kind of throw them in there. And mark my words, when I set this on fire, it's going to go away from here. But I mean, all it takes is like that little stump right there. Doesn't look like it's got much dirt on it. You just got to take it, flip it over a time or two, and get a little bit of the sand off of it. See a little pile right there? Well, if you don't, every time you grab a stump and throw it in there, you throw another 50, 75 pounds of dirt in there. And you do that, 100 stumps, that's a lot of dirt you've done put in the pile. So that's what I like about my bucket and thumb here from AMI, is it's got all the teeth on it where I can just kind of sit here and just lightly pluck everything out, and I don't have to worry about a lot of dirt. Drop these a time or two, and then I've let them lay out for, these have actually been laying out for about 5 or 6 days since last week. And yeah, they just clean off really nicely. And then when you drop it out of the pile, it rolls around again and gets some more dirt off. Does have a little dirt in it, I just normally throw it right there at the base. It really doesn't affect too much. And just kind of keep taking stuff that does have a little brush in it, mix it all in so that there's some brush in there between the stumps. Normally it's enough to feed everything where it burns nicely. gonna keep grabbing all this stuff and stacking it on the pile and make a little bit more room to push some stuff up with the dozer. I will probably do that after lunchtime when it's warmed up a little bit. Our weather is so weird. It's already been 80-90 degrees. Here it is in May and I got a jacket on. But welcome to North. See that big black snake right there? He is currently not happy with me. He's mad. You have to go find another place. I gotta clean up the brush. I got me a buddy. He is not happy at all. So that bucket's 4 feet across and his tail's still about, it's about 5.5 feet. He is currently pissed, or she. Let's go lay you over here in the wheat field out of the way. You can eat some mice over here. Mad. So I normally don't try to kill black snakes. They're actually good for eating all the mice. I don't know if that's, I don't know exactly what that is. I think it's a black snake. Be free. Just stay out there and don't scare me when I'm walking somewhere. Life will be good. So I raked everything I could up with the D6. It's just, which is weird, it's so wet up here. I got stuck again over there. I didn't get a video getting that out. It was actually worse than the first time. But I got it out. Got all these stumps pushed over here. Everything all the way down that edge is pushed all the way down. So what I'm going to work on the rest of today is getting these stumps and putting them in the brush pile. Well, lunchtime's over with. Time to go do a little raking here with the dozer. I'm gonna start up in the head section. I got those 3 piles made pretty good and work my way around and start pushing everything down the hill where I can grab it. A lot to do. Well, it don't look bad, but I'm stuck. Yeah, it won't back up. And it won't go forward. There's a stump in there somewhere. Joy, 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 joy. I'm gonna go get the excavator and see if I can't pull this thing out. Yeah, maybe just reach over there and just pull it back. It's in neutral. If not, we're gonna have to run two machines at once. To the rescue. I stopped before it got like bad, but it won't back up. It looks like it'll back up, but it won't back up. Just amazing how soft the ground gets so quickly. Let's see, will it back up? I'm gonna try not to pull on the rake. Oh boy, she won't even move. Well, maybe. Ain't like the Komatsu dozer where it's got a 6-way blade. You can kind of wiggle yourself out. It's got up and down. Tilt. That don't help a whole lot. It might come out. Maybe. Let's see. I know it'll crawl out of there now. We're out. Wet spot. the pond dam. Went and made another brush pile on that side with some stumps. Took the dozer and pushed all these stumps down here as you saw, and now I'm going to grab them and stack those over here into the burn pile. So I'm not really saving any of these poplars for fish habitat just because there's no dirt left on them and they'll float out, they'll just bob like a cork. There's really no way to anchor them down. Need some good oak or more denser hardwood stump, something like this one right here. Probably throw that over there to the side. See how all the dirt stays on the roots? That would definitely be a more suitable one for the pond. We want to save those 3 big sycamores. And I think there's a couple more trees around this farm. He wants to take down some big gum trees, so that's a pretty dense wood and heavy. Put one of these soft woods down there at the bottom, it'll just float right up. That really defeats the purpose when your stumps float out at the bottom of the pond. This stuff seems to have dried off pretty good. Then at the end I'll just push some dirt over this stuff because it'll be in the bottom of the pond. It'll get covered up with just enough dirt over top of it to keep all the sticks from floating up. Big old stump. To see how well these things burn. They've dried out decent. Calling for a chance of rain on Saturday, so we'll see what happens. Wind's blowing like 30 miles an hour today. I could probably burn all these piles out here in the field. I wouldn't really be too concerned about those. But these ones over here by the woods, for it to rain a little bit more. Not that I need any more rain. I need a drought for about a month is what I need. Just kind of take a bucket full out of here and get this ditch flowing a little better, smear the mud out. Got one big stump right there I've got to dig up. Go. One thing nice about this steeper hill is it seems to drain better. A little easier to actually work closer to the creek bank or the ditch. It ain't really a creek, all it is just springs. Big stump. Put that up here and drop it a few more times before going in the pile. Knock a little more dirt off. Then try to remember not to cross right here, or I'll end up in that big sinkhole. Look at the mud just oozing out. Mud, mud, mud. So much mud. Stack some of this up and I'll lay a little bit more out. Well, finishing out today, it's almost 6 o'clock. I'm gonna call it a day. Got a lot more stumps dug up. Burn piles are getting bigger. Was able to get all the stumps raked down that hillside over there today. All that is over here. I just got to take those and stack them up in the burn pile there, and then figure out what I'm gonna do with this disaster going on right here. I really don't feel like moving that huge pile of brush, so I'm probably just gonna leave it right there and burn it. I'm gonna get all these stumps right here. I'm gonna save that sycamore stump for the pond, and then in the morning start getting all that piled up right there. I may just end up doing 2 piles. I'll just kind of see how that goes, and kind of getting all that organized. Should get all that piled up tomorrow, and then finish that, and then go up there and see what I can do to the head section. It's wet up there. I'll get what I can, and we'll just have to figure it out. But at least the pond site area will be stumped, and hopefully I can burn and kind of get this ready to start moving dirt when it's dry enough.